Another big story we're following today, Donald Trump's return to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. The 45th president taking the oath of office this morning to become the 47th president of the United States.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
This morning's inauguration ceremony was held inside the Capitol Rotunda because of cold weather. He is only the second president in American history to serve twice non-consecutively. The day of pomp and circumstance culminated with the president signing several executive orders. The celebrations, they're continuing tonight in Washington, D.C. with 3 official inaugural balls this evening. On the campaign trail, President Donald Trump made dozens of promises for his first day in office, many of those centered on immigration. News 5's Allison Zimmerman is joining us now in the studio to show us how these issues will impact Colorado. Allison.
And Diane, President Trump just signed several executive orders into law moments ago. CNN reports he signed an order trying to end birthright citizenship, which is likely going to face legal battles. Now, when it comes to immigration, Colorado became a focal point for President Trump. He visited Aurora ahead of the election, where he said he would create Operation Aurora, a federal deportation effort. During his campaign stop, Trump said he would remove non-citizens that had been convicted of violent crimes. Now, Aurora received national attention with the immigration debate after an apartment complex made headlines over an incident that law enforcement says may have been connected to a Venezuelan gang. Our partners in Denver sat down with Governor Jared Polis this month to talk about immigration and just what could be done at the state level.
Well, first of all, we welcome more federal help from ICE, the FBI, on going after criminals, whether they're American-born criminals or whether they're immigrants. We want to help. We want federal help in making Colorado safer.
Polis also said parts of Colorado's economy rely on immigrants, with some families having been in the state for decades. President Trump is expected to sign nearly 100 executive orders into law tonight, including 10 related to immigration. We'll continue to follow those as they come in tonight. Now, he also signed some other executive orders, including pardons for those charged in the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol and requiring federal workers to return to the office. Allison Zimmerman, News 5.
Allison, thank you. We're waiting to find out if President Trump will move U.S. Space Command from Colorado Springs to Huntsville, Alabama, while the president, as Allison mentioned, is expected to sign some 100 executive orders today. It does not appear that any of them have to do with Space Command. We've reported Alabama Representative Mike Rogers made comments on a talk show last year that the order would likely happen during the president's first week in office. Trump reestablished the command in 2019 and ordered it moved to Huntsville at the end of his first term. The Biden administration reversed that decision. We spoke with retired U.S. Space Command Commander General Ralph Ed Eberhart last August. He led the command before it was dissolved in 2002. General Eberhart says keeping it in Colorado Springs is the correct choice.
The fact that it's been here on and off since 1985 says something, that Colorado Springs was a good custodian of U.S. Space Command.
There are financial impacts to keeping the command in Colorado Springs. General Eberhart estimates the cost to move the headquarters to Huntsville would be more than $1 billion.